Your life is not happening to you. It's simply just responding to you. And what if the version of you that already has that amazing, loving relationship is at peace, has the tremendous confidence, abundant success, already exists right now, but you just keep emotionally tuning into a different reality instead? Because according to the teachings of reality transurfing, you're not creating reality the way people think. You're actually selecting it. And my dear friend, once I truly understood this concept, my entire life shifted and is still shifting. Not overnight, like in this magical way, but it was all internally. It started internally. It was with my nervous system. My nervous system had to change. My identity changed and my energy changed. And eventually, my outer world just followed, including meeting the man of my dreams that I visualized, almost down to the specifics, becoming student loan free after years of feeling financially trapped, and living in a home that literally looks like my Pinterest board. So, in this video, I want to break down the core principles of reality transurfing in a very simple, relatable, and psychological way. So you, my beautiful, sexy friend, can start understanding why your life keeps repeating certain patterns and how to begin shifting into an entirely different reality, one that you desire. But first and foremost, hi, my name is Leanne, and welcome to my channel, Rise and Elevate, where I just talk about universal principles and how I've been able to utilize them to create and manifest a pretty beautiful life for myself. So if you've been feeling stuck, repeating the same cycles, same relationships, same emotional patterns, this video is probably going to hit you very deeply, because most people think they're trying to change their life while emotionally remaining loyal to an old identity that just created the old one. Like I said previously, you're not creating reality. Honey, you are selecting it. And one of the biggest teachings in reality transurfing is that all possibilities, all these realities of you already exist. Thinking about like Netflix, I can't even say it. Every movie, every genre already exists. You're not creating those movies. You're selecting what you want to watch, what you tune into. And your nervous system, your beliefs, and your emotional state, and your identity are acting like the remote control. So most people are unconsciously selecting realities on fear, unworthiness, anxiety, these emotional survival patterns, and old subconscious programming. And then wondering why, oh my God, why do I keep ending up in the same situation? Why is everything just like this repetitive pattern? Different faces, but just same relationship. Different year, but same internal feeling. Because your identity is still tuned into that same channel. Let's talk about the mirror principle. This is probably one of the deepest concepts for me. See, reality is like a mirror, but it has a delay. Meaning, your outer world is reflecting just a dominant internal state. It's just not instant. So whatever you're housing, whatever energy, emotion, and vibes, right, that you are internally practicing and housing, the majority of the time is your baseline. And that's what's going to be reflected back. But remember this, because this is where a lot of people quit. Because they'll start to do the inner work and nothing changes externally. and they immediately look outside of themselves like for proof, right? They're like, oh my God, I did the work. Where is it? Where is it? Nothing's changing. And they get mad. And then what do? They just emotionally fall back into that old identity. You have to remember the mirror is delayed. So your current reality is often just showing you old energy, old assumptions, old emotion and patterns. Those previous self-concepts that you withheld that were just limiting you. So if you're constantly reacting emotionally to current circumstances, you're just going to keep feeding that old reflection. And that's why emotional regulation matters so much. Because to make a real big transformation, it's going to require you to emotionally, hear me out, you have to emotionally hold a new identity before your environment is fully going to confirm it. Remember that. All right, excess potential. This principle explains why chasing and wanting something does nothing but push it away even further. And this principle changed my relationships completely. Because in Reality Transurfing, they teach that when we place too much importance on something, we create like this energetic imbalance. Meaning, the more desperately you need something or want something, the more resistance you create around it. And this is why anxious attachment pushes people away. Obsession creates emotional suffering. Over-focusing on outcomes does nothing but create pressure. And desperation is going to do nothing, honey, but block your flow. Because internally, you're just communicating, I don't have this. I'm incomplete without this. Or my happiness depends on this happening. And your nervous system is going to start operating from lack, whether you're aware of it or not. Because it's like, ironically, the less I chased love, and just the more natural I felt of it being in my life was when it actually showed up. I stopped pedestalizing it. I stopped acting like love was something outside of me. And the moment I emotionally just became the version of myself who already felt loved and housed it, everything changed. And pendulums, let's talk about pendulums, because that's a good core principle too. This is basically collective systems that just feed off of our emotional energy. So this could be social media, fear, drama, comparison, toxic relationships, addiction, things that are just basically going to pull your attention constantly outward of yourself. And the more emotionally reactive you become to these things, the more disconnected you become from yourself. So most people aren't consciously creating their life. They're reacting to pendulums all day long. And possibly think about maybe this could be you. If you find yourself scrolling, comparing, overthinking, seeking validation, or absorbing fear from the news, eventually you're just going to forget who you are underneath all that noise. So one of the biggest shifts in my life happened when I stopped emotionally reacting to everything, and I became more intentionally aware and about what I consumed, what I focused on, the environments I placed myself in, and who I became emotionally loyal to. Because attention is energy, and where attention goes, identity follows. Or as I always say, energy goes where energy flows. So you have to remember the version of you already exists. And that concept changed everything for me personally, because once I became that woman, like I said, once I became that Leanne that was loved, safe, successful, secure, financially free. And knowing that she already exists, my nervous system was unfamiliar with the old her. And what's unfamiliar often feels uncomfortable at first, right? And that's why people will sabotage, they'll self-sabotage. Not because they consciously want to fail, but because the body is like addicted to what feels emotionally familiar. So including struggle and chaos and this inconsistency where it's like you can literally get addicted to them. So I slowly embodied a different identity. Not pretending, not like forcing, not faking it till I make it, but emotionally practicing safety in a new reality. Getting comfortable there, getting familiar with it, getting familiar with that Leanne. And eventually, I met my boyfriend. And the crazy part is I visualized that relationship so clearly and internally beforehand. Not from obsession, but from embodiment, identity. I stopped feeling like love was missing from my life. And I became so familiar with, I got it, I'm comfy with it. I have this love and it's unconditional, and I deserve it. And the same thing with money, with finances. For years, I was like scarcity around money, and it was this subconscious old pattern that was running the dang show. But then once I got comfortable and familiar with Leanne being successful and not worrying about money, being comfortable there. My student loans, I was $36,000 in student loan debt. I will make a whole nother video on that because that was a crazy little jump that I made. Once I put these principles to work for that, $36,000, student loan debt gone, off credit report, everything. All of these timelines and realities already exist, and it's up to you to tap in and tune into it. So, if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's you don't attract what you desperately want. You attract what your body, that sexy little body of yourself, and your nervous system believes is normal. Normal as in comfortable. Just what is. If you want to shift your reality, you must shift your identity, your emotional baseline, that self-concept, and the story, honey, that you just keep repeating internally. Because reality is constantly responding to who you believe you are, not just what you say you want. And maybe, just maybe, the version of you you've been searching for already exists. You just simply have to stop tuning into the old channel. Stop tuning into the old channel long enough to let the new reality fully come into focus. Because you're not back there. It's like driving a car. When you get in the car, you're not looking behind you. No, you're looking forward. And that's what you're going to do from now on. Get this new reality that you desire, your baseline. House these vibes. I want you to think of right now what it is that you want. What do you want your reality to look like? And no one's judging you. Don't be like, oh, I can't have that house on the beach. Stop. No one cares. I don't care if you want a Bugatti in every dang color. Whatever you want this reality to be, visualize it. Play this story out in your head internally, over and over and over and over again, all day long. And I want you to house these vibes, this vibration, this energy, and get so comfortable with just being this person. And it is going to become your baseline. And the more you practice this, this reality is going to follow. And I cannot wait to hear about your success. So, with that being said, I hope this video resonated with you, and I'm excited to hear about all your transformations because these principles work. I don't think if I will create a video on the student loans because that was pretty crazy. Money is a little hard for me, I'm gonna admit, because we have these blocks, these limiting beliefs of these blocks, again, because this is some nervous system, subconscious, deep-rooted like patterns. So money was hard and still can be a little difficult for me. But everything is a work in progress, and I'm patient with myself, and you need to be patient with yourself as well and love yourself. So I will make a video on the student loans and post that because that was pretty cool and crazy. But there's nothing that you cannot do, be, or have. Remember, you're holding the remote. And you have the recipe now. So with that, much peace and love, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video.